Hello? Back. Hey Alexandra, how are you? Oh wait, you can't hear me. My bad. In a second I'll start doing a Q. No, it's cause someone said hi to me in the Twitch chat, but they said they can't hear me because they broke their headphones. So you can ask me questions either through DMs on Discord or you can ask me through the live chat. And it could be anything you want. Feel free. There are no stupid questions. Got something burning in your head, feel free to ask me. That's why I'm doing these Q&As. Alright. First question of the day. Will there be a ripoff of Maybe. It's not like we have a list of specific Jokemon, right, that we want to add to the game. So we just kind of add whatever kind of fits the theme so that we're not restricted to, oh, I want to make this for this update. I kind of want to have that freedom to just kind of add it whenever I feel like it. But maybe a Whooper could be in a possible update, especially the waterfall area. It honestly just depends, cause the contributors here, for example, they make a lot of the assets for the Jokemon. Like for Salvar Mountains, most of those were made by these guys here, and it's really based on what they kind of want to make. I don't really want to force them to make a specific Jokemon. They don't want to make that. As long as it really fits the theme of the area. Can you be tester? Can be tester once we launch application, more testers. So with the current way it is, you don't really need that many testers just because we don't have PvP balancing and all that yet. And like there's not really much for testers to do right now. But once we start rolling in the new stat system and start actually balancing all the Pokemon, then we'd definitely be looking at having some applications for new testers. Plus a lot of the current ones we have are not really active, so I'm gonna be purging some of them. Okay, I'll definitely get your shot. Will there be mega evolutions? That is not one of our top priorities right now. It's mainly just getting all the basic things in, like PP, balancing the mounts, and making sure like experience is properly calculated so it's not weird. Because like some of you may have noticed, get an extreme amount of levels. You know, that's not going to be in the final version of the game. At least that's not what we want. So we got to roll those in first before we think about adding something like mega evolution. How long have I been playing Jokemon in general? Okay, so how I was introduced, so around the year 2013, right? That was when I discovered Pokemon Reborn, made by Rukiri. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but I really enjoyed it. It was really a different type of experience back in the day, because before it was more like short mini games that maybe a couple hours of it. Never did I really see that kind of just like had that satisfying grind at the time, because like back in the day Roblox was very limited, but you could, it was just mostly like Lego builds and stuff. The scripts were interesting. That's what I'll say. But yeah, I remember I got to the champion. I remember grinding for hours, especially the Ghost Forest, if you remember that. That was like the main place, or the like the construction area. You know that place too, where all like the Pikachu spawn. And my favorite Pokemon I think was Aggron at the time, because like he was awesome, he was huge, he was cool. And I was also like a big fan of him in general, as well as like Metagross, Tyranitar, all like the giant Gen 3, Gen 4 Pokemon. No, 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 they didn't have Tyranitar. I'm just like listing like the coolest Pokemon in my opinion when I was like a kid. But like Aggron was like the closest thing back in the day, so like that was my main Pokemon. Also 100%, I always go for Flamsplosion or Typhlosion when it comes to picking the starters. I don't care if Blasto and Goddrop is a better start. I will always support Cyndaquil, even if it can level up at start. Who made the Giraffe model? So the Giraffe model was modeled by Shiroki. Pretty decent. I'm a pretty big fan of it myself. But I do like my Quasar model. I'm not gonna lie. But no, he did a pretty good job on that one. Have you seen the shiny? Yeah, I have it right now. What is the chance of a shiny legendary? Shiny legendary is 1 in a million. So good luck getting that. And you guys update. Honestly, I think the roles in the Discord is fine. Like, I'm not gonna just spend like half an hour or an hour of my time to make a big paragraph rules. Not even paragraph, like a whole essay of just rules when no one's gonna read them. Like, if I'm ever gonna make rules, I'm just gonna have it restricted to staff only so that they can kind of like see what they need to help moderate the server. But no one's gonna read that, let's be honest. You really think little Timmy that just joined Jokemon community like 5 minutes ago is gonna read the rules? Will PvP come out soon? If so, could you add? So with PvP, we gotta add the new stat system first. So like how you see that there's only 2 stat types, or HP and attack. We're looking to add the special attack, special defense, speed. Kind of like implement so that you have more variation of stats, and like it's gonna be much better once we do roll in PvP. And then like having Jokemon have more than 4 moves as well, having status effects and all that instead of just having stab moves. Although I mean it's not really needed, because what I'm thinking, having PvP enabled but not having it being like in the way like I want it to be. What I mean by that is I eventually want PvP to have like an actual purpose in the game where you can get rewards, have ranked matches, and show off your skills to everybody. And even tournaments too. Like, I want to do all that. Will flying on a Jokemon be added? Possibly riding on them? Yeah, that would sound cool and all, but that requires a lot of time, effort into something that would minimally benefit the game at its current state. But like once we have time for that, then yeah. Like I'd love to be able to ride my amazing Jokemon flying bird thing that very cool and all, you know? But you gotta take priorities first. When will the next update for 4th gym be? So with 4th gym, that might not be next update. I'm just letting you know now, just because the cave update right before the 4th gym, pretty massive update itself. Like the cave itself might be around as big as Alabar by itself. It's a pretty big cave. Plus it's gonna feature a new legendary that is gonna give all the players like scavenger hunt, and I'm low-key excited and nice way of doing that. You guys have some sort of challenge to do instead of like after completing the Jokedex, all that, you know, got something else to do. Trading will be added in the future, but course, it's not top priority. It can wait. It will happen eventually. Just know this game is still in pre-alpha, so a lot of things that still need to be added. My day's been going alright so far. I'll be honest. I am kind of tired though, just because I did work all night on the next update, and then I had like 4 hours of sleep. Other than that, I'm good. Add something like boost effects. Are you talking about status effects? Or like status buffs? Like for example, swords dance, buffing your attack. If you're talking about that, then yeah, you might see that pretty soon. Like, can't really. There's not really a point in adding that when there's not really a challenge for that. You know what I mean? All you really do right now is just use stab moves. All the gym leaders. Alright, so moving on to Trello. Just kind of like I've kind of put it off a bit just because like I'm not sure if we need a Trello right now. Plus like I feel like a Trello just kind of like puts a little bit of pressure on developers of the game. But I feel like moving on, that might be a good idea. So part of this video, or no, not video stream, is I do wanna like ask like what suggestions you guys got, and I would add it to the Trello if I think it's good enough. And it can't be something basic like add more than 4 moves. Like if you got like an outside the box idea that most other games that are similar to Jokemon don't have, then that's something that I'm looking at. Alright. So I'm gonna make sure you can see this. There you go. Yeah, so there's not much on the Trello as of right now. I didn't really do much. Just kind of like added this when I was thinking about how we could do stats. Let me just add. And any good ideas I see on stream chat or on Discord, I'll add them here. Make a specific big city with cool mini games, like Gate or something. Mm, see, there are sort of minigame-ish concepts that I've already been in the works of. Now, minigames doesn't sound like too bad of an idea, but when I do think about it, I'm just thinking of like Lumion Legacy. Chance of Frost Lord is 1 in 1,000. Same as any legendary, just that it only spawns in one area. So it's no, it's not rare. All the other legendaries are random. Like if you're trying to get a specific one, I think Frost Lord is probably the easiest one technically. Okay, so ideas. Here, I have an idea. No pun intended. Name this A. So this is kind of like the timeline we have here. So as of right now, looking into adding mounts, as well as new cave, finishing the waterfall area. There's another one I'm thinking of. Mute music. A few complaints that can't mute the music in the game. As you've probably seen from the shop UI, it looks a bit different from the other UI. That's something that we're gonna roll out eventually, like having that new UI that you have shop GUI. But the other ones are kind of special in that they have viewports in them, so take a bit of extra time. And so that's generally what you'll expect in the next update. I'll include this. Now, after rolling through this update, that's what it's looking like right now. First, we got the stats remake with all the 6 different base stats. Then we got PvP Part 1, which is where PvP will be added globally, but all you can do is battle other players. And then would be the moves overhaul, which would allow you to learn more than one move, change moves, status effects, having all those, you know, PvP-esque type moves that you would kind of need to have like a decent PvP feature. And then for PvP part 2 is when things start getting interesting with ranked PvP, get rewards, and it's sort of like another thing you can do in the game other than just collecting Jokemon. After that, I would say gym leader tiers will be somewhere along the lines after that. So with gym leaders, if you've noticed, fight them once, never see them again unless you're on a new account. But with gym leader tiers, once you defeat a gym leader, go on to the next tier of that same gym leader, and you get to fight a more difficult version of that gym leader. And you keep going up those tiers until you reach the tier you can't beat, essentially. Kind of just like giving players some sort of challenge later in the game. Like if you want to beat the Brock, but you'll have like level 80 Jokemon and you're OP with max full restores and master balls and stuff, then you could just go up a couple tiers and then fight them at a harder level, because they're not meant to be weak like that, you know? I feel like there's a lot of missing potential with it. Another one is gonna be raid bosses. So raid bosses are essentially buffed versions of Jokemon, and you'll essentially pretty much need a party in order to beat raid bosses, and these bosses would essentially give you and your teammates that beat this raid boss, you know, rewards. And these rewards could either be trash or they could be actually before this I would say this first. So item drops, every Jokemon would essentially be able to drop like certain items, maybe pieces of an item, and then eventually be able to craft certain items in the game. And this would also give players kind of a reason to look after legendary Jokemon game as well, because legendary Jokemon could possibly be dropping pieces of master balls, for example, some top tier stuff, and beating them would actually be beneficial instead of just doing it because why not, for experience, I guess. I'm checking every so often. If you do have any questions, I'm going over stuff. Cool. Alright, so after raid bosses, so way down the line, I'm thinking having guilds. I'm just kind of like thinking, you know what, why not? I know it's kind of like a very typical thing to add. Like imagine like once PvP and all that's rolled out and you got your own guilds and stuff, and then you like get guild rewards, benefits and all that, fame. Now I think after raid bosses though would be housing. So you could purchase a house and then other players can visit your house, and in your house you can showcase your Jokemon. kind of like as like an achievement for what done in the game. And you could decorate it as well, furniture and stuff, possibly. Depends on how far we get with it. I think that would be pretty cool. So, housing, I think guilds after. I'm being honest. Now this is like way in the future. But if you want me to give you like an estimate for how long this would probably take, so stats remake might take approximately 1 to 2. Might not see this for a little while. EP part 1, I'd say give or take about 2-3 weeks. EP part 1 shouldn't be that bad. Now move is overhauled though. This one's gonna be pretty big, so I would say 1 to 2 months. And that's like the minimum, because we're adding a whole bunch of moves. You gotta script every single status effect and all that. It would take time. Have effects made and all that at the same time. But obviously while all this is happening, there's gonna be more areas coming out with concepts in place. So it's not like you're not gonna see an update for a whole month. Now for PvP part 2, I would say minimum, because I gotta make the maps for the map places, then some sort of reward system set in place, ranked, global, all this nats, and how we want to have it being done and structured and all that. It's gonna take some time to do that as well. And this, like, they're like way far off ideas. Team leader tiers, maybe 4 months. And then everything else beyond that is like, you know, I have no idea. It's like way in. What about item evolutions? So special evolutions is already kind of being worked on. So that'll be coming out probably within the month. Like for evolutions, got your special stones, and like certain ones would require friendship, all that. I don't know about the friendship ones. That might not be added yet, but I think evolution stones would be. At least the item one. Okay. You guys still got questions? Let me know. This is just kind of a general sketch, but I kind of want for the. While this whole thing is happening, there's gonna be tons of optimization, UI changes. Current UI in the game is not really standard, at least for what the final picture is gonna look like. Model updates. So Jokemon are gonna cleaner. Placeholders won't be there anymore. So like Rasqueak with its square figure, 2 circles for ears, That's not gonna be in the game anymore. Nicknames. Nickname your Jokemon. That's another fairly popular one. If I'm being honest, before the second part of PvP gets added, I think this game will have 5 gym badges by that time. Just to give you a general idea of how long that is. Based on how frequently new badges get added to the game. Yeah, I think at least 5 gym badges before being fully added. Is glass cannon literally just a glass cannon, or is it based on it? So QnA is literally just a joke. Same thing for imposters. What is imposters supposed to be based on? Obviously, QnA is kind of like in the same kind of field. We're just there just to be there. Once the game gets more serious, though, like the updates and stuff, you might not see them again. So you know. So kind of like as a future heads up, they might be collectible items. Cause like I'm making a joke game go from a professional Roblox game. I'm not gonna have an Among Us character in the Jokedex. Alright, so I'm gonna end the stream in about 5 more minutes. If you guys got any final questions for me, I'm here. Actually, for the last 5 minutes, I'm gonna leak you guys kind of like what the area looks like. Weren't here last night for the build stream that I was doing in the Discord server, which I do occasionally. You guys can kind of like see it now live on YouTube. Kind of give it a second. It takes a while to load. Alright. So, remember the waterfall area if you've been there before? If you haven't been there though, it's the area right after Northwind Pass. Once you reach and defeat their gym leader, you can access that area. And once you go through that area, there's gonna be a ramp that goes to the healer. And to the right of that building, you'll see a portal which goes to this area. Update. So the cave is not fully completed yet, but it has some pretty progress so far. The general theme for this area is going to be more directed to fighting type, steel type, and electric type. As you know, there's only one electric type in the game now. Very limited steel types, as well as 0 fighting type in total. And for the waterfall area, I want to fill it up with Jokemon. The general theme for that area is going to be directed towards poison type, bug type, grass type, as well as a little bit of fighting type. Now, as you can see here, it's sort of like a labyrinth type of place. So not really that big of a labyrinth once you actually kind of like get around to it. This took a while to watch the stream. It took maybe like 6-8 hours to make this area. I think it was worth it. So I don't know why these. Huh. Fix that later. And we got this interesting. Kind of like a little teaser here. So you'll be able to enter this sort of place, and then behind some door looking thing, there might be something. This, which is portal. The two just kind of like gives you an idea of where this portal is gonna go to. So if I go up here again, it's gonna go back up to this portal. Then you walk across over here, across this waterfall, bridge. Then you finally reach the exit to the next area. This place is pretty massive. Very big difference compared to the old cave, I would say. So yeah, this is what you guys gotta look forward to. Update. Alright, any final questions? Make raid battles. If you saw my stream about 10-15 minutes ago, I did talk about raid battles, raid bosses. That is something that I would like to add later on, but as of right now, no. But it is a pretty cool kind of concept, you know, like facing Gigantamax versions that have absurd amounts of health and then receiving rewards for beating them. But as of right now, something like PvP, stats and all that, that's gonna be priority. So I got time for one more question. I think that's about it. Please add a vote kick option. People love to kill legendaries or shinies before anyone can get them. Yeah, that is kind of an issue that I'm very aware about, that a lot of people are talking about. You know, that they can't really catch the legendary that they want because someone fainted them. You know, to be kid friendly right now. might be possible that we add a take option for players. It's like if they're being very, very disturbing in the server. Alright, so I think that's gonna wrap the Q&A up, and the Trello likely get updated in the future. Don't count on it though, because I don't feel like it needs to be updated right now. Maybe later. Who knows? Maybe if more people want it. Maybe. But yeah, that's gonna be all from me. And until the next time I do a Q&A. Thanks for everyone.